I did it my way. Black ball from the game, come and catch the wave. Waiting on my downfall, gotta stay ahead. Don't just cut me off, patience hanging by a thread.
What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Johnny Dunn 7, and we back with another one. Johnny Dunn Show number 6. A lot of big news to cover this week in VeVe. We didn't even have a drop. Thank God, because my pockets were hurting. I think everybody could agree with that one. But we did have an AMA last night with Trevor and Reese, so I'm going to go over some updates, or a little recap of that. And if you guys haven't seen by now, this is my Todd McFarlane Batman 100. It's the last collectible in the Batman Black and White Series 100. So not only is it the last collectible in that series, it's the first appearance of Batman on the VeVe app. And it's the first collectible ever dropped on the VeVe app. I think this is one of the most valuable collectibles. Some people, may not see it because there's 7,000 editions of these, but you got to remember, once there's millions of people on the app, it's the first collectible ever to drop. I think it's so important. I think you should really check it out. If you haven't got one of these in your collection, I suggest you stash one now before it's too late. But without further ado, let's get into the recap, and here's some questions that were asked last night.
On that end, as far as Metaverse, is there any updates maybe on Trevor's side as well? Working on, the VeVeverse and Metaverse, is there anything like that?
Yeah, so what I'll say is that VeVeverse VeVeverse is going to unfold over a bunch of different patches and releases that we put into it. I like to think of actually this gallery 2, the version 2 of the gallery that we're putting out is almost like the first step in that direction, and the first of many steps in that direction. So hopefully some of the kind of directions that we're thinking of going in with it will reveal themselves as we release more content related to gallery, related to Metaverse, and some of that stuff will become more apparent. I want to kind of say that to also kind of set the expectation that don't expect one day the VeVeverse isn't going to exist, and the next day you're going to turn on the app and all of a sudden it's all there. We're going to do this we're going to want to take this in an iterative process and grow it kind of in a more organic way. And also that's a way to do it in a way where, as opposed to doing a sudden grand reveal and then receiving all the backlash on what's working and not working at once, we'll be able to take it a step at a time, understand what we need to do, be able to respond to feedback and make improvements from there. So again, this is the kind of thing I like to think of, we're building all this stuff with the community and with taking their feedback.
All right, y'all. So you heard it from Trevor. I think some people just kind of had unrealistic expectations to just completely pull off something so immersive like a VeVeverse that they envisioned the final version of in the first couple months of them launching. You got to remember, they launched January 1st to the public, only 4 months ago. So I think you're going to see this kind of roll out slowly over time, step by step, as he talked about. And that's what I expect. I don't expect them to be much more than, kind of like a immersive social media, as in I could go to my friend's house and in his showroom I can look at what he's got going on, interact with what he's got, maybe play some of his mini games that he has. It's not going to be a full immersive world at first. I mean, in the next few years as the technology develops, absolutely. But I think you just got to, just realize it's going to happen step by step, and that's been my expectations the whole time. So I'm pretty happy with what I've heard from Trevor with it.
Will we ever see a messenger inbox for users to interact with?
Yeah. We've definitely discussed, being able to PM other users and that kind of thing. There's obviously quite a lot that will go into that implementation before it can happen. But yeah, we want to make this as cohesive a community as we can, and open those options up to be able to chat with people as well. So yeah, I think that will be a function at some point.
You can buy XYZ and have this space and build on it, or are you guys working with Niantic, for example, who's been collecting AR research for the past 5 years now from all over the world from Pokemon Go? I'm not sure if you guys have anything in the works on the back end or VeVe's VeVeverse. I just want to know how expansive it might actually be.
It's a great question. it really depends on the time horizon you're looking at it with. I think initially it will be more of a Decentraland style. Maybe you can buy land to build or expand your showroom and your own mini games and that kind of thing. Maybe the licensors end up with their own. I've heard people throw out ideas of like their own little digital theme parks and things like that. So maybe there's opportunity there to bring in the actual IP holders to create something in the VeVeverse as well. I don't think that will be anywhere near the first iteration of it. It could be later. Dan mentioned in a video a few weeks ago the possibility of an augmented reality overlay. Like almost overlaying parts of the VeVeverse in the real world.
So this might be further down the line, but I know you guys have brought up renting NFTs and owning land. So I'm assuming you can make money off of the activities that goes on that land. Can you guys see somebody possibly making a part-time or full-time income in the VeVeverse from activities in the verse?
Yeah, I can personally. Yeah, there's been discussions of maybe you have just an absolute boss showroom and you charge a gem entry or something for people to come and check it out or to play your particular games or anything. As scary as it can seem sometimes, like I think we all agree that more and more of our lives are going to move into the digital space, and that will continue to open up new opportunities, whether they're financial or entertainment or whatever that happens to be. As a technology company and sort of at the forefront of this industry, we're really well positioned to be leaders in that space and designing these experiences. Now, as you said, they're down the line, when this isn't going to happen in 2 weeks' time. But yeah, we've talked about being able to rent your collectibles to other people. Maybe there's some digital photo shoots that take place with your DeLorean time machine, or maybe that's the new age rap video. I have no idea, but yeah, the opportunity to generate an income from this is definitely in the future.
So you guys heard it. We're going to be able to make money with our NFTs. We're going to be able to rent them out to people. We're going to be able to use them as DeFi. We're going to be able to use them as collateral. That's what we're going to be able to use with the NFTs, man. As you see here, and as you heard by Reese, a digital photo shoot with the DeLorean. Who knows? Rap videos. Like, come on. Wait till Lamborghini drops their car. Or the Fast and the Furious cars drop and we got rims that spin. Like, this is an interactive NFT as well. This is from Universal, a licensed branded NFT. I think the possibilities are just endless. And as you heard the common theme, kind of, you just got to relax a little bit. Put things on pause. Don't expect things to be overnight, crazy, immersive. It's going to take time, little steps here and there. We had a few big announcements this month. May was another crazy month. I think this Ultra DeLorean, even though there's about 12,000 editions, it's the first car ever on the app. I think it's just one of those pieces that are just going to be timeless. No pun intended. But that's the ultra rare DeLorean. I think it's a pretty sweet NFT. It's one of my favorites, and I think it's just pretty cool. You get to show off all your NFTs and things that you actually own visually in augmented reality. But as you guys heard from Reese, shout out to the Gale and a bunch of other people that asked great questions. The next question coming up is going to be a great one involving the Ecomi token from Poor Man Printing. Shout out to Poor Man. Crazy growth on his YouTube channel, man. Congrats on getting over 1,000 subs. Grew real quick talking about VeVe. I've been checking out your channel a lot, man. Hope to get on there one day. Shout out to Poor Man. And yeah, man, this is the ultra rare DeLorean. And here's the Ecomi question from Poor Man Printing.
I got another question, Reese.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all make the swap to Mutable X, do you think you're going to leave some tokens behind?
Good question. It's a good question. It's definitely been discussed because obviously we've started with quite a high number of tokens and frankly don't need that many in the reserve and those things. So it is an option, but I can't really give any more information on it at this point.
NDA. Hey, we love it anyway, brother.
That's it. We have brought on a bit of an exchange and token, expert, which is going to help us guide those things and continue to manage the utility of the token and just make sure the system is running as optimally as possible, and to the benefit of everybody. So, yeah, I'm personally in favor of leaving a lot of tokens behind, as many as we can.
So are we.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it. We may be leaving back some tokens. And it's one of those things where you have to kind of just read the behavior of Reese and all them. They have so many NDAs to where they can't disclose a lot of this information legally. They can't tell us about the licenses they have. They can't tell us about all the token metrics, what's about to happen with it, I should say. You can kind of use your best guess. You can use your, just look at how they're behaving, man. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Trevor. I love those people, man. And shout out to Poor Man for that question. Good question. I think we're going to leave a lot of these tokens behind, which that means it's going to make the OMI token more scarce, making it more valuable. Not financial advice. But I really think it's a good thing that's happening, man. I think also not only with the NDAs, I think it's great that they kind of just leave little tips and little hidden gems, basically. It kind of makes you weed through the bunch and find these little gems. And they're collectors at heart, man, David and Dan. So like I keep telling people, it's an app built by collectors, so they know how to kind of tease people. They know how to kind of throw in little hidden gems. I think we're going to leave back a lot of tokens, man. I think it's a great thing for everybody involved who's invested in the company, really. So that was a great AMA. Can't wait for next week, next drop, man. Exciting times to be in VeVe. And if you haven't checked it out yet, check out the VeVe app. It's your boy. We signing off. Johnny Dunn 7.
Grinding every day and I did it my way. Black ball from